I have a Fisher paykel dd603 dishwasher, and top drawer does not power on.
Hello, and thank you for using this service. I'll be helping you with your problem today. If the bottom drawer is working like normal but the top drawer is completely dead, this means that your heater plate below the drawer has failed. There is a fuse built into this heater plate which cuts power to the entire drawer. You'll need to order and replace the entire heater plate, which is actually quite difficult to replace, unfortunately.
I thought the fuse might be out, too, but I measured the resistance across the fuse, the heater, and the power supply resistor using the connector on the electronic controller, and the resistance measurements checked out. No open circuit. I then verified there is 120V coming into the controller from the chassis PCB. Is there something else I should check before pulling out the heater plate and looking for a melted fuse?
If you're sure that the fuse on the heater plate isn't bad, then the only possibility would be your main control board inside the drawer in the upper left corner. You can swap the board from the bottom drawer up to the top drawer to verify, but if the top drawer still won't light up, then your test is false and you have a bad heater plate.
The washer was running funny before it died. It would sometimes turn on by itself and I'd have to unplug it to get it to turn off.
That would likely be an issue with the main control board then for the top drawer, but again you can verify that the board failed by removing the front panel of the top and bottom drawer and swapping the control board from top to bottom. If nothing changes, then the board isn't the issue. If both drawers or just the bottom drawer doesn't work after you swap the board, then that board you moved to the bottom failed and needs to be replaced.
The board is on the right, not the left, correct? Hello?
Correct, the large board inside a plastic case in the upper right-hand corner of each drawer. You must remove the front panel and then the top control panel in order to access the part. For each drawer.
I'll try swapping them like you said, and see what that shows. I won't be able to do that until I get home this afternoon.
Okay, well, either way you know what needs to be done regardless of the result. Either that confirms that your board is bad, or it confirms that your heater plate for the top drawer is bad if nothing changes. Those parts would need to be replaced depending on which one is bad, of course.
Can the heater plate be bad even if the resistance measurements check out?
No, but I'm not there making the tests, so if your test is correct then the control board would be bad. If it's not, then the test you did wasn't correct to begin with. Everything can't be good or else the unit would be working normally. If you believe your test, then there is no point in even swapping the control boards, you just replace the faulty control board now. But since I'm not there doing the tests, swapping the board is a simple test that definitely gives you the right answer.
I'll try it. Thanks.
Okay, good luck. We are on the honor system here. If you need anything else, just let me know. You can continue asking follow-up questions at no additional charge after rating my service if you still need assistance.
Do I ask the follow-up questions here with the reply option, or will that go away once I rate the service?
You reply right here just like you're doing now. You can even bookmark the page to ask follow-up questions later if you don't know how to get back. There is an email sent to you with a link to come back and ask follow-up questions as well. Our chat has ended, but you can still continue to ask me questions here until you are satisfied with your answer. Come back to this page to view our conversation and any other new information. What happens now? Or, you can reply to me using the box below.
I swapped the control boards. This made the top drawer work, but the bottom now had no power. I ran a few loads from the top drawer, and everything seemed fine. I ordered a new board, installed it, and both top and bottom powered on. The next day, however, only the bottom drawer powered on. I swapped boards, and still only the bottom drawer powered on. I tried to run a load with the bottom drawer, but it stopped without finishing. What should I check next?
That is very odd. You may need a technician to come look at the dishwasher at this point if both the top and bottom drawer are acting up. Why the situation has changed so dramatically I really couldn't say, but either you have two bad control boards, or one of the boards wasn't installed properly and you have a bad heater plate fuse assembly or something like that, but it's much more involved than your original issue at this point, so you need a technician out there to look the unit over.
So you really can't help me, then?
Not at this point, other than to say you can try to return the control board and see where you stand, but nothing affects both the top and bottom drawer, meaning you now have two problems and it doesn't sound like it's the original issue anymore.
Does the chassis PCB affect both top and bottom drawers?
That is the only part that connects the top and bottom drawers together, but all it does is generate power for the boards and cause them to go into F1 flood failures if your dishwasher is flooding. It could never stop the bottom drawer in the middle of a cycle from finishing and allow the bottom drawer to turn on while not allowing the top drawer to turn on. What I'm saying is that it's possible that could cause the top drawer issue but not the bottom, but there are a lot of options at this point with two drawers having issues.
Once the bottom drawer stops in the middle of a cycle, is there some way to determine what happened? Is there a failure code to look up, or does the image shown on the LCD mean anything?
There is not. The error would appear on the LCD if there was an error code and the dishwasher would constantly beep. But as for the bottom drawer, my guess is the board is NAND number 39, T installed properly, or the drawer rail on the right side is NAND number 39, T allowing you to push the drawer back all the way because the back clip on the rail is flipped backwards. The board is what senses if the drawer is clogged out of those optical lenses on the right side, so if things aren't in number 39, T aligning the drawer will just stop mid-cycle because it thinks the drawer is opening. But again, there are just so many possibilities now that you have worked on the unit and two drawers are having issues instead of just one, so you really need a technician out there. I in number 39, am not going to be able to help you with both issues after you have worked on the unit, and I can in number 39, T check your work.
I measured the resistance across the thermal fuse pins at the controller board connectors again, and this time it read open. I suspect that maybe the fuse was damaged such that when it is cold, it contracted and made an electrical connection. Once heated, it may have expanded and opened up. Who knows? I removed the heater plate, and sure enough, the fuse was burned. I replaced the heater plate, put everything back together, and now I get the F1 error code. The bottom pan is bone dry, and the space between the top and bottom drawers is dry, too. Any idea what may be causing the code now? The fill hose is the white one, and the drain hose is the black one, right? I don't think any water is coming in the fill hose. Could it be kinked somehow to cause this code?
You need to replace the bottom main chassis board below the bottom draw if you're getting an F1 error. This is the board with the sensor that tells the dishwasher there is a flood. If you do see water in the base pan, then there is not a leak, so the hoses aren't the problem.
The service manual says that one of the possible causes of an F1 code is chipped enamel on the heater plate. How can chipped enamel cause this code?
I have never heard of such a thing. I would doubt that it could.
Can a bad controller board cause the thermal fuse on the heater plate to blow? I replaced the plate, but the fuse blew again. What are possible causes for this?
No, that wouldn't cause it to blow. Generally, if you are blowing the thermal fuse, it's because there is no water entering the drawer, or that mains filter board down at the bottom is shorted, or the wiring going to the board is wet/shorted, causing it to send power to the heater constantly.
But if I look at the wiring diagram, the mains filter board sends power to the electronic controller. There is a heater relay in the electronic controller that sends power to the heater plate. The heater plate can't get power unless the relay in the electronic controller closes, correct?
I'm not saying that the main control board couldn't cause the problem. I'm saying I have never seen it cause the problem. What I have seen cause the problem is the mains filter board and the wiring harness short out, so I would be checking that first.
But how can the mains board send power to the heater constantly, if the power has to go through the relay in the control board before it gets to the heater?
I couldn't in number 39. Say for certain, but I can tell you that it does. You can always swap the bottom board out with the other board and open the drawer to see if the heater is heating up on the other drawer. If so, that would confirm that you have a stuck relay on your control board, so you need to replace the main control board. If not, then the control board is not the problem and you in number 39, re-looking at one of the things I mentioned before.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert now, visit justanswer.com/ythi.